Hello, Soul Tribe, Soul Family. Thank you for being here with me today. Um, this is what I feel to be absolutely necessary, regardless of the intention I set this morning, because I'm feeling it so deeply within me, and it just feels like it needs space held, and so that's what I'm bringing into this space today. Which is a deep cry for collective rest, or a deep cry from the collective for rest. And what inspired this was me finally giving myself permission to rest, which is funny because here I am, showing up in this space. But it's often seems that when I allow myself to rest, when I finally get to the place where I'm like, okay, fine, you can feel how you're feeling. I typically want to share what's going on. And it's like a calling, like it feels like it's for us to move through together. And which is why I believe that inspiration strikes when I finally allow myself to feel how I'm feeling. So I'm tired. I am tired. And I've been doing this thing for the last couple days where I feel like I have to be doing something. Like I need to be getting things done. I need to be working. I need to be doing. And I can feel inside my body like I'm riding like a minor head cold, like a stuffy nose and a headache, and then alongside like some really cranky hormones being total a-holes. And I can just feel this imbalance on a level that feels so much deeper than just my own day-to-day problems, even though it seems to manifest that way. Where I'm like, oh, I have a headache cold and my hormones are being total assholes. No, I think there is an element of what is being transmuted on a very deep level. And the picture that I have in my mind's eye is that um there is lineage, I don't know if that's a word, lineages or bloodlines, ancestral lines that have been taught to live life and look at life and experience life through a certain type of lens. And to paint that picture for me, that lens is you have to basically struggle to be worthy and deserving of what you want. And if I want rest, then I must struggle to attain rest, which is not how that works. Logically, that doesn't make sense. Um, and so I've been fighting myself. I've been fighting my need for rest. I've been fighting my body, and I'm not even consciously doing it. I'm witnessing this pattern in me that feels like it's not mine, but maybe like my parents and their parents and their parents and their parents and their parents. That that I just have to keep struggling because then I will finally be worthy of receiving what I deserve, which is rest or money or abundance, whatever that looks like, to just finally be deemed enough to give myself permission to basically fall apart. Because that's honestly how I've been feeling. And for those of you who have allowed me to reschedule our sessions within the last few days, thank you so much. I have a gift for each one of you for allowing me to take this space. And um, as I myself have been struggling as well, I have not, it's not a pre-planned, you can't really pre-plan. And so, the last minute rescheduling is difficult. And this even coincides with Blue's coming to join us. Come, my love. Okay, we get his bum. This coincides with just rescheduling life in general and allowing yourself to put things down momentarily in order to recalibrate and come back with a greater headspace. It's like the words that are coming to mind are, you can't fix a problem with the same state of mind that caused it. And so collectively, I feel like we're facing a problem. We're facing or, whatever that problem is to you individually. This energy feels collective. Um, I had some really strange dreams last night that made it very clear to me that what we're navigating is together. It is. And that being said, we all do have our own individual challenges and stories and patterns, but it's all happening simultaneously at the same time in order for us to evolve and as a collective. And so I apologize as I navigate this. Um, my head is starting to pound aggressively. Mm. But somehow, when I come into this space with you guys, and it's as if I'm not only capable of holding this space for me and the voices within me that need to be heard, whether that's, 16-year-old me or 22-year-old me or 5-year-old me. But there is something about it when I come into this space where they feel safe and allowed to be. And so even saying that, even voicing that, like, my headache is very present, it's almost as if I could feel all of you that are here with me collectively or individually also holding space for me to exist as I am, and in that allowing what I've been resisting for days. Days. And for those of you that have been kind of following me, I know there's a few of you that I am very, very grateful for. And yeah, I'm so excited to hold space for you if you have requested a session with me, or we've done, or, have upcoming sessions together. I greatly look forward to them. But what I was going to say is you might have noticed that one of my most recent videos um, was, I feel like it came from a different place and it didn't seem as in alignment. Like it was me in my, it was coming from a place of me and my drama. rather than me in my holding space for what's happening and existing. And and it's just interesting to witness that journey, and it feels really good that I've created this space and am also creating community within and around it, and that I'm just so grateful, so grateful, just witnessing this here now. And so that inspires me to also say that if you have been called to create in a certain direction of life, whether it's sitting here creating videos and talking to a community that you hope will be created throughout your journeying, or like allow yourself to create, because that creating is what heals. And if you're not so sure about that, you're watching it happen right now. Just me acknowledging the way I'm feeling publicly, with those of you that are here with me, has allowed me to also hold space for what I need to hold space for within me. And, and obviously while I'm recording this, it's just me in this space, but for some reason, all of my resistance has faded to being tired, to being a little bit sad, to being in pain. In this pattern that I've been witnessing, she is just like trying and trying and trying and trying and trying to fix and control everything outside of her so that she can finally feel better, or give herself permission to finally let go of the reins and trust in that higher power or God or whatever it is that's beating our hearts. And that fight has been really, really intense, simply because I have been, yeah, just resisting so deeply. And it's not even like it's conscious resistance, it's like my mother's 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 resistance. And it's just been like built into me. And so, even with this conscious, awakened, enlightened state of being that I feel like I have access to, I witness myself play the puppet game. It's almost as if, I said this to a friend yesterday, it's as if we've been so well trained to play the puppet game that we don't know how not to. And I didn't want to take too much of your time today, but I just really wanted to hold space. I guess unknowingly me, but at the same time, I know that when I'm holding space for me, I'm holding space for many and the collective. And I know that what I'm navigating right now, energetically feeling, is not just my pain. It's a bloodline and a lineage of pain. It's a collective suffering. And so, for those of you that are resonating and feeling similar, I'm going to pull us some cards. I've already pulled a couple cards. I didn't pull them actually. I dropped my deck this morning and these cards fell out. And then I also grabbed this one card that keeps showing up throughout these last few days. And they're all very powerful and supportive as to what's being navigated um, within me and within the collective that I'm feeling right now. Excuse me. So, yeah, thanks for being here with me, even though I'm like a slow, tired sloth. Um, are you coming back? Come here. Come, come hang out with us. Oh, that's nice. I'm so glad you did that on camera. Oh, it's attached to a string. Sorry. I'm just gonna put that over there. Thanks, pal. So our first card is Sky Dancer's Surrender. And I'm not gonna hold it too close. I'm not sure. I haven't figured out how to focus this to be, but that is what it is. I think it's a dragonfly with some butterflies in the background, or it's almost like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. The number 48 might be significant. It's interesting. I did my nails yesterday and they matched the color of these cards. Ah, okay. Card 2 is Deep Quiet, Meditation and Stillness, which is funny, when spirit starts confirming, or God, whatever that higher power is to you, starts confirming things that are going on inside of you in the external. Hey, we don't give ourselves bath on camera. I guess you guys can't really see him anyways. Just pretend he's not there. Um, Spirit starts to confirm through all the external. That's why I love cards. If you guys don't have a deck of oracle cards, I highly recommend for your own personal use. Even though I have like 11 decks, I still go to YouTube. I'll look up readers. I'm not a frequent reader. I might get into it more frequently. However, this is just where I'm at right now. So if you guys do enjoy it when I do readings, let me know and maybe I'll make it an effort to do them more frequently for you guys. Which actually does fall into alignment for me, being that I do feel collective energies like quite intensely. Excuse me, sir. What's going on with your leg? Okay, Sky Dancers. Liberation from attachment, surrender. Ugh, those first few words just like hit me like a ton of bricks. When a sky dancer appears, she is inviting you to welcome the deepest power of feminine into your life. You have already overanalyzed your situation to exhaustion. I'm just gonna hold this here for you guys. Now is the time to invite the sacred feminine, the wisdom within your heart, no matter your gender, to guide you to success. If you have become earthbound, plotting and planning and praying for change, cease and desist. Break the habit of being yourself, of repeating the same behavior and hoping for a different outcome. Holy. Stop trying to figure it all out. Oh my God. You guys, I can't make this up. I'm pretty sure I just said all these things. Oh, my mind is blown. Wow. Where was I? Break the habit of being yourself, of repeating the same behavior and hoping for a different outcome. Stop trying to figure it all out and stop overthinking it. Surrender. I just want to take a quick pause. What we think is ours, or what we think is a part of us, is probably not an actual true part of us. It's a trained part that we adopted from somebody else in this mad world so that we could run the same madness as the rest of them. It's like this song that plays at the beginning of this TV show, little boxes made of tiki-taki, little boxes, all the same. Um, it goes, there's a green one. There's a green one and a blue one and a pink one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of tiki-taki and they all look just the same. And there's doctors and lawyers and business executives, and they're all made out of tiki-taki and they all look just the same. And there's houses and, or how does it go? But anyways, the idea is like they all go to the universities and they all made out of tiki-taki and they all look just the same, and then they come out just the same. Okay, I don't know if you guys are following me, but I'm not sure what that word is or what that song is called. Anyways, um, basically that we all go to the same box. We all made of tiki-taki. We all come out the same, but the tiki-taki ain't who we really are. It's what we were made to believe that we are so that we play the same tiki-taki game. I don't know. I'm speaking nonsense now. If you get it, you get it. The sky dancers, can you still see this? The sky dancers are heralding the arrival of new relationship with yourself in your work or in your love life. Do not assume that this person or opportunity will rescue you. The only way to liberate is to kiss the ground goodbye and take flight. To rise above the fray. Ooh, and that was the card I pulled last week. The rise above the fray. And the drama of the struggling, arguing mind. Dance in the sky and view the madness below. By simply witnessing the actors and the human comedy unfolding on the ground, you are transforming it. I'm feeling really tapped in, guys, gals, everybody. I didn't even read ahead and I said what I said, and then they just said that. Wow. And last week the card was like rise above the fray. Take yourself outside of this storm. Yeah, okay. By simply witnessing the actors and the human comedy unfolding on the ground, you are transforming it. As you observe the drama, you unleash the power of the sacred feminine that allows for resolution. The sky dancers know the maps of heaven and the way the holiest and most sacred spaces on earth, and the way to the holiest and most sacred spaces on earth. They come to help you with your current life, and even more important, to guide you to the realization of your own divinity. Mm. And if we just tap into that divinity, which I've been struggling with up until this very moment, because it seems as if holding this space has allowed me to finally be still and know rather than be in the fight of the inner war, of the, being on the ground, playing with the actors and the drama. The releasing resistance, the holding space for whatever is happening, and however that looks to you. If it's writing, if it's speaking, if it's drawing, if it's painting, if it's coloring, is what helps break down those walls that we've built up or we've been taught to build up. And then we go to war with our intuition, which is something so interesting to he just wanted to say hi, but to think about. Okay, so I don't want to get too lost here because my brain function is not as optimal speed as usual. Although while we're sitting in this space, like there is a lot of nostalgia. The next card is, so that card was number 48. That might be significant. 48, 12, 3, which is the number of divine union. I see that as like the three selves. I don't know how accurate that is, but for me. It's like the lower self, the higher self, and then spirit. And that to me is what I call divine union. Okay, number 11, deep quiet, meditation, and stillness. Yeah, so let yourself dive into what brings you into meditation and stillness. This is clearly what it is for me. Because I haven't been able to relax this much in days. And it's like finally just like letting myself arrive where I am, quite honestly. And in service as well. Wow. This is a crazy cool world we live in. All right. Can you guys see that? Deep quiet, meditation, stillness, clarity. When deep quiet appears, it is a message from the cosmos calling you to stillness, to step outside the concerns of your everyday life. This does not mean to slow down and take a breath, although that is a good start. The cosmos is inviting you to go deep to that place where the noise stops and there is only the vast emptiness of inner space, which is literally what I'm reaching coming into this space with you guys and gals and other. When we don't respond to the invitation offered by deep quiet, life can stop us in our tracks with an illness or a crisis. We've all experienced burnout. That is generally what happens as a, like, as an example, it feels important for me to share. Yesterday, I had my landlord wanted to come in and do some work or change the house filters. And even though like it isn't necessary for me to clean the whole house, it gave me an excuse to clean the house in a very diligent way and a little bit excessive. It was like letting that pattern that is resisting rest continue on. And so I was like washing and scrubbing and being a little crazy maniac cleaning. And it was good. Like the house needed a good clean regardless, and it gave me a good excuse. However, I was cleaning from this um very like frantic energy. And then I I chipped my hand on like a baseboard corner or something, and it started bleeding a lot, and I just broke down and started crying. And I thought, fine, fine. I look up at the sky, I look up at God's spirit. I'm like, well, you're not gonna clean the effing house. And I'm crying and I'm like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. And then I'm like angry. I'm like, who's gonna clean the freaking house then? You're not. You're not down here cleaning the house. And when I let myself like cry and like, do feel the energy, feel the emotion, it was like, okay, I put on some soft music, then I made myself a tea, and then I continued cleaning, but it was from a totally different place. It was from a place, it was from like an intentional, like, oh, I genuinely want to clean the house now. I'm not cleaning the house from a frantic pattern that's resisting the need to rest. It's like, no, I'm actually receiving my rest through cleaning now. And that just felt significant to share with you guys and gals. Mm. Continuing on, when we don't respond to the invitation offered by deep quiet, life can stop us in our tracks with an illness or a crisis. Listen to the still small voice. Remember that you want to catch spirit on a whisper, not a shout. Mm, right? And when I knew spirit was whispering, but when I finally like nicked my hand and was bleeding and crying on the floor, that felt like a shout. And it is only human to argue that you are too busy to slow down. Here I'm like arguing with spirit, like, fine, you clean the house. That you don't have the time, the inclination, or the money for retreat. Do not let any of these reasons get the better of you. Stop the world and enter the deep quiet before you come to a crashing halt. And so, as a side note, that also feels significant to share that I've finally allowed myself permission today to sink into that space because I can feel the crashing halt is going to come quite intensely if I don't, because I've been really getting, like when you stub your toe and you're bleeding and crying on the floor and you still try to keep going, whatever that looks like for you in your own experience, like maybe it's best we sit still for a minute and just try to listen, even though it's really uncomfortable sometimes. And that's why I keep coming back to like creating and expressing yourself in whatever way feels good for you and whatever creative art form that is. I'm going to keep saying it. This is mine. I had no idea this is a creative art form until I sat in this space and just like got into a flow state and was able to just, I do kind of lose myself. I feel, yeah, I feel like I'm in like alpha brainwave or what's the one after that? Almost gamma. Theta is dream state, right? So gamma, it feels like I'm at gamma level. After you said yes to this invitation, you will find that the world can get along quite well without the need for you to manage it. You will enjoy the freedom that comes with stillness, the clarity and spaciousness offered by the silence. Holy wow. Okay, and then card number 3 is number 59, the Wailing Tree. This feels really appropriate because I've definitely been this wailing tree over the last few days. Wow, it's really interesting the way the card looks. Like it's almost like double visioned. I don't know. The wailing tree, we'll figure out. We'll do that later. Um, I just want to also take this moment to thank you if you are here still with me and you are enjoying this journey. Thank you. And thank you in advance for your likes and your comments. If this is resonating for you, drop me a tree. Let's do a tree or a fire. We could be the wailing tree. Drop me a fire and tree emoji. Or prayer hands, the little meditation guy. Whatever calls to you, however you are feeling at this time, leave me an emoji that shares that. I love to see and hear your guys's and gals' stories and comments and your shares about where you're at and how you resonate with these. Okay, grief and mourning, a time of necessary losses, reconciliations. Wow. And it feels significant to also say that with this deep need for rest and this deep, that's something I've been feeling is just like a need to grieve because these parts of us that are falling apart, right? Patterns get loudest when they're dying. And so these patterns that we think are who we are or we think they are parts of us, they're dying and we have to grieve. And we all grieve differently. And so that's okay. Continuing. When you encounter the wailing tree on your path, it's an invitation to stay a while and regroup, a place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, or putting too much effort into life with little reward. If you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. So weird. It's like I have the shakes, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it was the chocolate I ate before bed. Or was I learned as you walk away from it and into something new? Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. Oh, the shakes are like low blood sugar, right? Ooh, that's not a good sign. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you will discover that you will have to come back at some point. So do it all now. Look at it all squarely and honestly and stay with your feelings. No matter how uncomfortable it is, I am holding sacred space for you here. Life is not an either or, it's a both and this and that. So as you dive in and process this, allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure. Yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough. Excuse me. Confirmation burp. And you will be more enriched by the experience. Oh, see, even just acknowledging that I was shaky, my shakiness went away. Yeah, I'm just feeling really weak, and maybe that's a message for us watching this or somebody out there that like we're allowed. You're allowed. You're allowed to feel this weakness. You're allowed to be feeling what you're feeling, and it's totally safe, even though it feels unsafe to be feeling overwhelmed by anxiety and like grief, and even if you don't even have a reasonable explanation to be feeling grief, there's a lot dying within us on very spiritual and mental and emotional levels. And with that also comes physical deaths. And I don't mean physical deaths as in um, like people and beings, but I mean like that 5-year-old part of you that's been holding on to this belief that you have to struggle to be worthy and suffer to finally be enough. That part of you is dying, and that requires a death of the pattern it's been running. Hmm. Oh, I'm in deep need of a stretch. Maybe that's also a message for somebody out there. Um, give yourself a little yoga stretch as a means for also receiving rest through it. Okay, did I show you? Oh, yeah, we did. We showed that card. Okay, and so the last card is number 31. Any of these numbers may be significant or as confirmation for any of you individually. 33 as well is coming through. Um, in the hand, the universe is your partner. I'm going to apologize in advance if I start to cry reading this card. It's so interesting. I don't know why. It's as if the camera is showing these cards. Funny. For those of you that are curious, this is the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Um, it's it's really one of my favorite decks, and they're quick little reads. If you are looking for a personal oracle deck, this is both like super gender appropriate, I feel, and yeah, really opening. Um, okay, moving on. Feeling secure, taken care of, the universe is your partner. Something amazing happens when you contemplate your intimate relationship with your higher power. How do you engage it? Mm, how do you engage it? So that's what's up. This is how I engage it. How do you engage it? I'm probably going to go paint after this and just keep engaging in the creative ways. How do you engage it? Perhaps you might have seen things through the influence of your religious background, or you may have been exposed to other ways of making that connection real for you. It doesn't matter the source of your understanding. What matters is what works for you. For example, if you believe in a punitive God, you will be afraid of punishment for your transgressions. If you believe in a version of a higher power that blesses you, you may find it easier to surrender to a relationship of radical trust. Ooh, that's interesting. Right now, if you imagine relaxing, curled up in the hands of the divine, how does that make you feel? Can you then turn over your needs and desires to that divine power and trust that you are safe and secure and don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? I'm going to read that one more time. Can you then turn over your needs and desires to that divine power and trust that you are safe and secure and don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? Grace is activated in your life now. You are in good hands. Your work, family, relationships, home, everything. You've done all you can do. So now it is time to rest and recharge instead of producing, doing, acting, strategizing. A hot tea, a good book, and a soft blanket are in order. It's like that little girl in me that's just been fighting and fighting and fighting for survival for so long. Is constantly being given this confirmation that it's safe to rest. And she still fights. Oh, I really hope this helps somebody out there. If not, it's really helped me, so thank you. Oh, I love you guys. I love you all so much. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be building this community. And I'm also realizing that I don't want to build a community out of inauthenticity. I don't want to build a community through wearing masks or trying to be a certain way to get likes and subscribes and or to say what is right based on whoever's opinion. Um, I want to build a community that accepts me fully as I am, where I am, whenever I am. And that's fluidly changing all the time. And so, for those of you that are with me, I thank you so much. And I look forward to connecting with you, each of you individually, at some point in the future, whether that's through a session or holding space to do an energy reading for you. My great supporters that continue to support me, there are three of you, and I see you. I thank you. And I also have a treat for each one of you, if you will allow me permission. So if you know that's one of you, and you'll know it's you because you're a frequent supporter on my channel and in my videos, and have been commenting consistently. And so please do drop a I give you permission to send you guys each a gift, because I need your permission in order to access an energy, your energy, and I would love to offer you that. So thank you so much again. Oh, I'm gonna end it on that note. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to be held, please hold that space for you. I'm holding this space for you here as much as I can while holding it for me. And for those of you that I am rescheduling sessions with, thank you again so much. I super look forward to holding that space for you. It's just incredibly important for me to hold it from a full cup, and in order to really give you what you deserve, and yeah, get us the results, and just love and divinity healing that I know you are worthy of. And so, with that, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you again so, so much. I love you all. Have a blessed rest of your day. Please, if you're seeing this, I trust that this is the universe communicating to you that you are in need of rest. And that doesn't mean just slumping on the couch for hours. However, maybe that is what you feel called to do in order to give yourself the rest that you need. And if that is so, then honor it. But it looks differently for everyone. And I found myself to be stuck in this, like, oh, rest is just like sitting in front of the TV, and yet that doesn't make me feel rested. It doesn't make me feel rejuvenated. And so I've been experimenting. And yesterday I went into the loft, into my creative space, and I did my nails, and I put on a TV show. It's called God's Favorite Idiot. And I notice when I feel called and I follow the call in a certain direction, it always gives me what I need. And so if you feel called to paint, don't fight that calling. Excuse me. If you feel called to make a video and talk to a camera for an hour and upload it to a platform, yeah, give her. Nothing is stopping you but you. And it's time to get out of our own damn way. I love you all so much. Till next time. Oh, we're still going. Okay, bye for now.